What's up, everybody? We are here live right after WWE Battleground. Jax, Ritz, let's break it down.
Zeke and Bach.
Oh, God.
What? Don't come if you don't need me.
So, Battleground just finished.
Yep.
And you and I were really scared last month that this was going to be a filler pay-per-view.
Yeah, I really thought that.
Coming off the heels of a great Money in the Bank.
Right.
Leading up to one of the final four of, not final four, big four, that is SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
What a night. What an absolute night.
I'm actually surprised, and I brought this up when we were watching it, that every match was stellar.
Absolutely.
I would say the weakest match might have been Natalya versus Becky, only because it followed Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Exactly. We'll get to those. So let's start it off. Neither one of us watched the pre-show. I was actually playing video games.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
I don't pre-show.
Breezango versus the Usos. Breezango went over.
Yay!
From what I understand, it was a decent match. Main card. We start off with the absolute most highly anticipated moment of the evening. Charlotte, Dana Brooke, versus Sasha Banks and her mystery partner. And if you don't understand what that was,
that's a foghorn.
Bayley is your...
No. If you're going to introduce her, you got to say Sasha Banks came out, she walked around the ring with her fine self, and she looked at the ramp, and then, it's Bayley! And people lost their shit. I lost my shit, because I thought it was going to be Nikki Bella. My sugar honey iced tea, because I thought it was going to be Nikki Bella, because we heard that it was clear, or she was clear. But now you got Bayley, who killed it!
And you and I
were
you and I were texting during the draft,
mm-hmm.
And when they announced Carmella as the last NXT draft pick,
pissed.
We were irate that it wasn't Bayley.
Yeah.
Because...
But I wasn't that mad, because if they had drafted Bayley last, I would have been really upset.
No, we were just irate that it wasn't Bayley at all during the draft.
Right.
So, having Bayley make her debut as a surprise partner was perfect.
Absolutely.
Match overall was really well done.
Yes.
You know, you had the couple scary spots.
Yeah. But from a creative standpoint, when you watch that match, they let Sasha do most of the work, but they gave Bayley just enough ring time that fans were just indulged into it. Because you don't want, and I've seen it happen on a few matches like a long time ago, and so some people, they come out, they're hyped up, it's their first match on pay-per-view, blah, 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 and they mess up a lot.
Well, it's not even just that. It's the fact that, and we alluded to this earlier, Bayley wasn't drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So, for all we know, she's going to be on NXT TV on Wednesday.
Because she's still entitled to her rematch with Asuka, so it makes perfect sense.
So why would you give her more ring time, let her get the big spots, when she's not going to be on Raw tomorrow night to argue it over with Charlotte and Dana Brooke?
True.
Now they can pull a curveball and do what Sami Zayn was doing and pull in double duty.
Yeah.
And they could do that.
She won't wrestle, but she'll be on TV for promo purposes.
Exactly. So, that ends, and...
God, such a good match. I love it. Dude, I love Bayley. And she's not explosive by any means, but she's technical enough and just has a draw to her that I watch Bayley matches, like, I won't take anything away from Nia Jax at all, but I watched that match and it's slow to me. Because Nia's a bigger girl, she's a powerhouse,
right?
And Bayley's not explosive like Asuka was.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at Asuka, you look at Bayley, you look at an Asuka versus Nia Jax match, you're like, dude, holy crap. You look at a Bayley match, you're like, eh. But she has enough draw, and she's just such a lovable character that you can't help but invest in her when she's wrestling. And they did a really, really good job with that match. I loved everything in that match.
Absolutely. So we leave that and we go to the tag team match. The New Day versus the Wyatts.
Man.
There were a lot of points in that match where I thought, okay, Big E's dead.
Yeah, Big E, are you okay? Because I saw your head hit that top rope before you ended up outside the ring.
And then your head hit the floor.
Yeah, like, dude, are you alright? Because that, whew.
How about Xavier Woods in his little trance?
Xavier, man.
that
Austin
close,
Creed,
that
Xavier Woods
close,
is my dude.
praying to Bray Wyatt.
I like what Xavier Woods has been doing a lot because I won't say that it's different, but it gives you enough doubt, and then when you see him break out of the trance and just go nuts on people, it gets you more involved with it. And I really wish he did the Kamehameha chop. I really wish he did that. That's my favorite. That's my second favorite move he does. The first one is when he just does a spin around elbow and just you hear that smack and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, that was an overall good match. I don't see Xavier wrestle enough, and it bothers me a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, because you see Kofi wrestle, and you're used to how Kofi wrestles. You see Big E wrestle, you know how Big E wrestles. Then you see Xavier Woods with this unorthodox style of fighting where he's doing front drop kicks and huge forearms and Kamehameha waves chops and just starts yelling random stuff and does like these random kicks and punches and stuff that if he was in the Indies, they would eat that up.
Absolutely.
And you've got a lot of guys who were in the Indies that are watching WWE now, so if you give Xavier more ring time and you actually let him win matches in tag or on his own where he's actually doing the pinning, you'd push him over the edge.
Anytime that the New Day loses, 9 times out of 10, Xavier's taking the fall.
Exactly. And I don't understand. Are you not wanting Big E to look weak? Are you not wanting Kofi to look weak? I mean,
think that's the point, though. Think about it, though. They're the longest reigning WWE tag team, which, by the way, congratulations, gentlemen. But why would you want the two guys that have been fighting for the title, defending the title, be the ones to look weak if they're this longest running tag team champion?
Right. My theory is that
I'm okay with Xavier Woods taking the pinfalls. What I'm not okay with is, until tonight, because we got to see a little bit of it tonight, that rage, that fury. I mean, anything from the kicks to
those there's the sweet chin music.
Yeah, the sweet chin music.
Oh, that was so glorious.
He had the right hits at the right time.
Right.
But yeah, that was kind of.
I think this is a slow burn. I think that what they're gonna do when they decide to break up the New Day, which everybody knows they eventually will,
it happens.
They're going to do it because of Xavier, and they're gonna bring up, dude, me and him are the longest reigning tag team champions. You haven't defended anything. You have done nothing. When we're in matches with you, you lose it for us. You get pinned literally, not figuratively, literally every time that you were in a match with us. So you were clearly the weakest link. We're not doing it. We're the New Day. You be Xavier Woods, and they'll branch off. I think that's how it's going to happen. Because a lot of people were saying that Big E was going to turn, but now in hindsight, it doesn't make sense because him and Kofi are way too close for them to turn. So,
and I think it will be one of those things where they break off. I don't know. I think you just had a light bulb moment, but I'm going to finish my thought.
Yeah, please do.
Yours. I don't see them feuding. I see them just breaking off. And unfortunately, Xavier Woods kind of fizzling by the wayside. Maybe have a U.S. title run or something like that. Or Cruiserweight. He goes into the Cruiserweight division when that kind of builds up.
Now, this is a stretch.
Okay.
It's a stretch, but hear me out. Let's say that the New Day branches off.
Okay.
And they don't want Xavier for whatever reason. Or Braun Strowman's alone on Raw. Braun Strowman's part of the Wyatt family. Xavier has a problem with the Wyatt family, gets entranced, all that stuff, etc. What if Bray Wyatt gets into the brain of Xavier and tells him that you are now the keeper of Braun Strowman because I'm over here on SmackDown? Hypothetically speaking. Then you have at one of the big fours, SummerSlam, whatever, you have Xavier with the Wyatts, because they're able to be together on the big four, and then you have Big E and Kofi.
So you're almost going to a world that I thrive in with the supernatural and everything like that.
Of course.
So it almost sounds like tonight there was a moment in the match where Kofi almost, and I use the phrase prayed to Bray Wyatt.
You mean Xavier?
No. Xavier almost... Did I say Kofi?
You said Kofi.
Okay.
That's
where Xavier almost prayed to Bray Wyatt. So it could be argued that at that moment, It was when Bray got inside the mind of Xavier.
Right.
And they'll run vignettes and different things like that where Strowman, like the New Day's doing the promo, and as they're walking away, there's Strowman in the background, and he kind of glares at Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
Strowman's like the watchful eye.
Exactly.
And then at a pay-per-view, whether it's a Big Four or not, that's where the turn is.
Right.
And they're feuding, whether it's with Strowman, with not against Strowman.
How you doing?
Okay. Wow. They're feuding. They turn and everything like that. So I could see that happening. That I'd be oddly okay with it.
I could see just them going out in the ring, doing their thing, and then Braun Strowman walks out to the ramp, and then the vignette plays in the background, and he walks back off. That's it. And they just do that week after week after week, and you just let it be a slow burn for Xavier.
But before I want Xavier to join the Wyatt family, I want a Sister Abigail.
We've been waiting for that for years, though, dude.
I understand that, but I still want it.
I want it too.
Thank you.
I want it to be Bray's sister.
Huh?
Bray's real sister? I would
Oh,
love
I thought you said Bree's sister. I was like, what?
No, God, no. What?
Now.
I was like, wait. No. Paige would be her sister, Abigail.
So,
Abigail.
that match, the Wyatts go over.
Yep.
Okay? Which is the right thing to do.
Yes.
Knowing that the
They're
Wyatts
breaking
are not going to be on TV together.
It gives Bray some steam going into SmackDown.
Exactly.
He needs it.
We leave that, we go into...
Sami Zayn?
Yeah, I
Sami
think...
Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
No, Rusev.
Rusev and Zack Ryder.
Rusev and Zack Ryder. Love Zack Ryder's attire. If you haven't seen it, go find some photos. Go find the video, anything like that. It's Macho Man, Sting, and Ultimate Warrior all kind of rolled into one. It's beautiful.
And then listen to JBL's commentary about it. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
So, bravo to Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that he's been kind of on a weird streak since WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. He is a self-made superstar.
Yep.
He's an internet sensation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very, very good in the ring.
Yep. That elbow, dude, nobody notices and nobody talks about it. You realize he goes into a frog splash formation before he hits that elbow.
Yeah.
I think it's genius.
I noticed that
because most people just elbow. I get it. Dean Ambrose, elbow. I get it. He frog splash elbows to add that little bit.
It makes him different.
It makes you different, and it makes you stand out. And what got me and what made me happy is that he wasn't on the pre-show. Was he on the last pay-per-view? No, he wasn't on the last pay-per-view because Titus was fighting for the U.S. title.
Right.
So the past few matches have been all Titus. Zack Ryder pops up, and he's in a pay-per-view. And not just any pay-per-view. One of the best Battlegrounds we've seen in a while.
Hold on. Battleground's not a pay-per-view that you normally say, oh, wow, it was really good.
Exactly.
So that's not necessarily a compliment to an extent. I'd say it's one of, and now there's only been 7 pay-per-views this year. It's in the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very easy.
Absolutely.
If not top 3.
Okay. I agree with that. Well, right now, yeah.
Yeah, right now.
Right now, yeah.
So...
That match was great.
Rusev goes over.
Rusev goes over, of course.
With the accolade. Again, I talked about it when we were watching it. I don't like the accolade. I'm sorry.
I don't mind the bend back. I understand why it's happening. I just think that there's certain people that you shouldn't do it to the way that you've been doing it. Because when you did it against Jack Swagger, if you remember the match, Jack Swagger was in an L shape where he was pretty much on his knees, his back was straight, but his neck was getting bent. So it looked like it hurt. When Kalisto does it, Kalisto's a small dude. So it looks like you're breaking him in half.
Right.
When you get somebody that's a casual size like Zack Ryder bent back, it looks like he's literally just sitting on his knees, leaning back, and you're pulling on his neck. And it doesn't look as effective. I get it. It's kind of like how the ankle lock, you hold it up here, and then you fall on it, and you like wrap your legs around so they can't move for some reason because that makes a difference. I get it. I don't mind the ending. I think that it was an overall good match. I just rethink when he does the accolade like that. Because him sitting on it and bending his back looked way worse.
There was a moment in the match, and we're talking about the ending, but I want to go back for a second. When he hits the broski kick in the middle of the ring, Michael Cole felt the need to explain to us that that move typically happens in the corner.
Yeah.
Yes, but why? Exactly.
Why? I don't care where it normally happens.
The broski kick is a kick. It's not a corner kick. It just so happens it's done in the corner. Mm-hmm. You can do that in any part of the ring. It's like a sweet chin music. Okay? It's like, hell, anything.
Michael, I'm going to tell you this one time only. The dude that leads SmackDown, what's his name?
Mario Ronaldo. I think I said that right.
I don't think it's. I say Ronaldo like it's soccer. It doesn't matter. He needs to do Raw.
By the way,
with Corey Graves.
I don't know if you follow him on Twitter.
And Renee Young. Thanks, Renee. Okay, sorry.
I don't know if you follow him on Twitter. Was owning it tonight, trolling hardcore.
I actually don't follow him, but I need to.
You need to. It was fun to.
I just restarted on Twitter again.
Yeah. So
follow me on Twitter.
Yeah, me too. So Mojo Rawley comes out.
You ain't hype. Stay hype all day. Not again.
For those of you that don't know,
by myself.
Stop. Mojo Rawley is Zach's tag team partner in NXT. They're the Hype Bros. And Mojo just got called up to the main roster on SmackDown, where Zach's at. Okay, so we can see the Hype Bros doing their thing on SmackDown, which is a good thing. There was a moment, and I said it to you while... Are you done?
I'm done.
There was a moment while Rusev and Mojo are staring at each other, and...
It was real weird, man. It was real weird.
It was, and I thought that Mojo was going to turn for no reason whatsoever.
Which I would have been so mad. It would have been so stupid.
And then he doesn't, and they don't do anything, and he just kind of stares at him and walks up. Really awkward.
Yeah.
There were a lot of awkward moments tonight where you were just kind of like, what?
Alright.
And we'll get to the biggest awkward moment of the evening in a little bit. But right now that that's in the books, you're happy about it. I'm very happy about it.
Oh my gosh.
Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and for those of you that, and I say this a lot, but for those of you that don't know, I really like Sami Zayn. He probably would marry Kevin Owens if he had the opportunity.
Whoa. I wouldn't go that far.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I would just be his advocate like Paul Heyman
No.
Lesnar.
You'd marry the man.
I wouldn't marry the man.
You'd marry
I
the
would
man.
just want to stand by his side and speak for him, and then him tell me to shut up because he's a better speaker than I am. And I just sit in the corner and just drink it in, man. And then I'm good to go. I'm just saying, if you had somebody like me talk to Paul Heyman, and then him just jump in, and I was like, I'm done. And I just look at Brock like, I'm not going to talk to you, man. I'm not going to do it because you look like you eat 7 of me for breakfast by yourself. Anyway.
Those two guys, match of the night, match of the year.
We just got to go straight to it, though. Sammy, are you okay? Sammy!
Kevin, are you okay?
Oh, because of that brain
the brain buster.
Oh, that was so beautiful. But no, seriously.
The ring apron, I've never seen been used as a weapon more so than in that match on this night.
No, by those guys. They remind you, every time KO and Sami Zayn fight, they remind you, that apron is an MFer. That's what that is. That thing does not care about your family. It doesn't care about your feelings. It stays hyped all day. No, but, dude, that springboard backflip that he went for, that he literally bounced and then bounced again and then landed on his shoulder and kicked Kevin in the face. Sammy, are you alright? Like, dude, that looks real bad. Looks real bad, man.
I'm loving the, what were they, exploders? The double exploders?
The triple exploder.
No, he did doubles and then he did triples.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love the pop-up power bomb. I love the blue thunder bomb.
I love his 5-star frog splash.
KO's
frog splash.
Absolutely.
Understand, it's not like Eddie who was like 190, 200 pounds. This is a 270-pound man.
It's like me doing a
jumping
frog splash
as high as he can and splashing you, like just crushing you. And what gets me? It wasn't one of those things like when Ryback did it and he kind of arched his body like this so he didn't put any weight on it. Kevin's like, nah, fam, all day. Dude, Sammy, man, you guys have to be best friends in real life for real, like right now.
No.
There's no way.
And I love that Sami Zayn's finisher is the haluva kick.
I hated it at first. I actually like it more now.
I actually had to ask you tonight, though, if that was his finisher, because for the longest time, I thought the Blue Thunder Bomb was his finisher.
It's it's kind of like the John Cena 5-knuckle shuffle thing. It's not meant to win matches, but it looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
And the Michinoku driver.
Oh god, those are insane. But so he hits the haluva kick and then catches him, and I'm thinking, all right, he's either gonna hit him again, or this is gonna be a Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, WrestleMania 24. I'm sorry, I love you, and then pin him.
Yeah,
he wrecked him again. Yep. Just wrecked.
Yeah, that match is the second or third time I've heard "Fight Forever" loud enough and elongated enough to where you start chanting with the crowd.
It's truly
it's the new chant for people that are on a whole different tier.
But it's truly the second time I've ever heard it. First time was Nakamura and Sami Zayn. What's the common denominator in there?
Sami Zayn, dude.
Sami Zayn, I know.
Oh, real quick. That dive through turnbuckle to the DDT, getting super kicked in the face, and then getting the cannonball to the face. If he swung his head any further to the right, he would have hit that pole.
Yeah.
Hard.
Very.
Hard. Oh, those guys make me nervous, but it was such a good match. Okay.
So Sami Zayn, common denominator. I think Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground.
I hate when they say that, though.
I don't know. It's kind of growing on me a little.
It hasn't.
For me, a little bit.
I don't like it.
A little bit. But either way, I think he's going to go on and he's going to surpass Kevin Owens very, very soon. And I think he's going to hold the belt before KO. Just because he can go out there and put on those 5-star quality matches. KO can too. KO can.
I was gonna laugh, and then
Kevin Owens.
You're dissing my dude right now.
Kevin Owens can too, but he's more of a. It's really tough for me to say because I don't necessarily agree with it if they go that route, putting Kevin Owens over Sami Zayn. I think he's perfect, absolutely perfect in, hey, I'm a heavyweight belt contender.
Yep.
I know I can go in there and win that belt, but I'm going to sit right here and stop every single one of you from taking it from me.
This is what I think that they could do, hypothetically speaking, if they're going to go this route. KO debuted in WWE before Sami Zayn.
Mm-hmm.
KO won the Intercontinental title twice. Sami Zayn has yet to hold a title in WWE.
And the United States title.
And the US title. Sami Zayn's yet to hold the title. So when it comes to them moving up the ladder, Sami Zayn may have won the NXT title, yeah, but Kevin Owens broke him to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Owens legit has a track record of, I'm better than Sami, right? Let's say, hypothetically speaking, you do give Sami the World Heavyweight Championship. All that stuff, he'd be like, I did this, and Sami's like, yeah, but I hold the most prized possession right here, man. You're a prize fighter, you can come get it. Then you've got a rekindling of the feud whenever you want.
And I think that's the way to do it.
I think that they should do it that way.
I don't think them putting the belt on Kevin Owens first is the way to go, because then there's no reason for Sami Zayn to fight for it.
Right. But would it not be the most stellar thing if they, let's say in the same night, or one pay-per-view after the other, you have Sami Zayn win the World Heavyweight Championship, and you have Kevin Owens beat Brock Lesnar? Hypothetically speaking, how big of a match would that be at WrestleMania?
I don't think there's anyone that in the entire wrestling community that could comprehend what you just said.
Dude, think about it, man!
I would love to see KO versus Brock Lesnar, but it would have to be one of those, it's not a wrestling match.
Oh, it's a fight.
I want a fight.
It's an absolute fight.
I want a Triple H Brock Lesnar fight.
I want beyond that. I want a suplex, like German suplexes, and that's it. That's the only suplex I want. Just German suplexes, maybe a regular snap suplex.
And you can finish it
I
with
don't
a
want
pop-up
a
powerbomb. I don't care, but I want those two to legitimately go out there and just kick the ever-living crap out of each other.
Yeah. I want KO versus Brock Lesnar so bad. Let me have this. I want it. I want everything about it so bad. Okay. We'll talk about that match all night. And
we could, because it legitimately was the high point of the evening.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it while we were watching it. the main event ran long because of that match.
Yeah, I'm okay with
it was going so well that I guarantee you somebody's like, let him go.
Yeah, the referee usually tells them, like, whispers, like, hey, 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we gotta wrap it up. I don't think that happened.
No.
And they're like, okay, guys, like, for real, though?
I think at the point where they went, we finished.
Yeah, I know they want to fight forever, that's cool, but I think it's time. And the amount of things that happened in the last 2-3 minutes of that match, between the clothesline, between the explosive, or the
Michinoku drivers.
No, what? Oh my god, I can't remember what it's called. Reverse exploders. Between the super kicks, between the pop-up powerbomb, between the haluva kicks. That whole sequence, and the smacks, why won't you stay down?
Or, I hate you.
I hate you.
I know.
I know. It's cool. I'm gonna go home and rewatch that match.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So that finishes, and the crowd was just, they were eating it up the whole match. To the point where when we go to the next match, Becky Lynch and Natalya, they're dead.
Which, it was a good match. Let's get that out there.
It really was.
It was a good match.
I wanted to see Becky go over.
I wanted to see Becky go over, too. I understand why Natalya went over. It solidifies her heel status, as opposed to Becky, who, yes, she's meant to be the top female superstar of SmackDown. Her story thus far has been a sympathetic one. So this just adds to it. And if you think about it, they did the same thing with Sami Zayn for the longest time. He always just came up a little bit short.
Right.
And then he finally got his redemption today. Awesome. Well done. Well played. So now you've got Becky, who has lost the last few pay-per-views. Yeah, I don't think she's won a pay-per-view, like, recently, if at all. Not in Team PCB? Pay-per-view? Nothing? Okay.
I think Team PCB won.
But she didn't get the pin.
No, she did not get the pin. She has not been involved in a positive winning situation on a pay-per-view.
Becky has kind of a bad streak right now, if you look at her track record. And if they decide to use that at any point in time, it'll reconnect people with Becky. And when she wins, it'll let her mean that much more to the crowd.
And you say it's a sympathetic run, and it almost is, because for me, when they all debuted, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky, I knew who Charlotte was because of her dad.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Sasha was because I didn't care for NXT at the time.
I knew who she was.
And I didn't know who Becky Lynch was.
I kind of knew who Becky was.
And right out the gate, I went, I need to learn about both of these. So I went back and I sat and I watched, and I loved Sasha's in-ring prowess. I can't get enough of it. But with Becky, it's almost like she's the one that you want to root for. No matter what situation she's in, no matter what. And it's almost a sympathy vote, but it's not because she's the realest out of all of them.
I look at it this way. This is how I put it in perspective. If you were to compare it to The Shield, you've got Charlotte, who's the Roman Reigns. You've got Sasha, who is the Seth Rollins. And you've got Becky, who's the Dean Ambrose.
Fair.
Because Dean Ambrose, for the longest time, he was crazy. People liked him, but they didn't really care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now, people care. Like, Ambrose is the dude. It doesn't take anything away from Roman, or from Charlotte, or Sasha. By all means, it takes nothing away from them, but now, you know, Becky's going to slowly start to become relevant. The more and more that they progress it with their storyline. Because Dean went through a losing streak of a bunch of pay-per-views. Against the Wyatts, against a bunch of people. Seth. And then
Lesnar.
Now he's over. But then again, he started taking on bigger names as he went on. Like, when he fought Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, it wasn't a great match, but, you know? And so, you put Becky in there with a ring general like Natalya to learn off of, then you put her back into that title picture. Because her number one thing when she talked about the draft was, I'm happy to be the first girl drafted, but there's no title over here. So it's kind of like, what's the point? So it puts her back on that track.
And what's to say that over the next coming weeks, leading up to SummerSlam and everything, and I'm kind of scared. I feel like SummerSlam is going to have a lot of tournament finals, like another women's title.
Oh, God.
For SmackDown.
I don't want any more titles. If you're going to put another title, it needs to be...
title.
No. If you're going to do another title, it should just be the Cruiserweight and be done. Just Cruiserweight. Don't add another title. That's stupid.
So that's kind of my fear for SummerSlam. But for me, personally, I want to see Becky on top. I want to see Charlotte have her moment in the sun at SummerSlam and beat Charlotte. And then I want Becky to go, look, Raw's had the belt for 2 months. I've been waiting a year for my shot.
Right.
Let's go. And then they're not fighting each other. Charlotte and... not Charlotte, damn it. Sasha and Becky are not fighting each other week in and week out.
Right.
They're having promos, they're fighting other people, whatever have you. And it's kind of a mutual thing. Because Sasha's a babyface over here.
Yep.
And Becky's a babyface over here.
Do you think they're going to go that route, though? They're going to put babyfaces versus babyfaces and heels versus heels? I don't think so.
I think in this instance, in the women's division it is. Because look at who you have on SmackDown. Your heels are Natalya and Alexa Bliss.
And Alicia Fox. Oh, no, she's Raw.
So. Yeah. Natalya and Alexa Bliss.
And then your faces are
Becky and Carmella.
Yeah, so you got two...
But it's going to come down to the point where I don't see Alexa Bliss getting the shot at the title. I don't see them giving it to Natalya now they brought up all these NXT superstars.
Right.
Unfortunately, and as much as I love Natalya, and I've loved her since day one, I think she's going to get pushed to the wayside again.
Probably.
Okay? But enough about the women's division.
Yeah.
Let's really quickly talk about The Miz, Darren Young. And I say really quickly because this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we have our awkward moment of the evening.
Yeah, this might have been the worst match. Okay, I said that, I felt some type of way about Becky and Natalya. This might have been the worst match. I genuinely had no idea what happened.
If you go through Twitter, look at Adam Pacitti, Adam Palumpier.
What culture?
Yeah. WWE Creative. Are you going to hold that for a while?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. WWE Creative. A lot of people, when that match ends, literally have no idea what happened because... So, Maurice slaps Bob Backlund.
Who gets naked?
For some reason. Not naked. He takes his shirt off, but it doesn't come off because the overalls...
Old men sack.
She falls. I think she broke a heel, but then she played it off to The Miz, who had been knocked down when she slapped Backlund.
Which, mind you, he went back into the ring, then got back out of the ring, and broke the count.
They both went back into the ring. So, hold on. So, Miz comes back out and is staring down Bob Backlund.
Yep.
Okay? And shoves Bob Backlund, which sets off Darren Young into some fit of rage and puts him in a cross-arm chicken wing. And then the ref calls for the bell.
Which, okay.
King Ross, I swear to God, if that's not a WTF moment, we're going to have an issue.
It's got to be. He's on point. Now, if it was Jack the Jobber, yikes.
If you haven't figured it out, guys, we really like What Culture. They're I guess you could almost say inspirations.
Don't give them a plug.
Why not?
Because they're not going to pay us for that plug.
I know they're not going to pay us for that
Don't give them a plug. No offense, guys. I'm not plugging you right now. I plugged you enough, okay? We're not doing this. See what this says right here? I'm just kidding. No, but what got me is that he's outside. Miz goes outside. Has his little beef with Bob Backlund. Darren Young goes outside, but the bell hasn't rang yet. So, by him going outside, that breaks the 10 count.
And then they take Miz and they throw him back in the ring.
Yeah.
Miz comes out for another beef with Backlund.
Yeah.
I don't hear them counting. Then they come in for the cross-face chicken wing.
Which, again, Darren Young was in the ring and came
out. So it restarts the 10 count.
Right.
Bell rings.
Yeah. What? You had to do it. The pay-per-view was going so well the entire time, and then you had to drop the WTF on us.
I honestly, there's a part of me that feels somebody somewhere miscommunicated something and missed their cue or missed something where maybe Backlund was supposed to slap The Miz or something like that, and the referee was told to just ring the bell and call it. I legitimately feel like it's either Backlund's fault. I think he was supposed to slap The Miz because he was pissed. He was in a fit of rage. And then so somebody in the back said, just ring the bell, call it a no contest, because that's what it's been ruled as. Officially, it's a no contest. Miz is still the champion.
Okay. That's so dumb. That's so dumb.
I didn't say it was
that's so dumb.
I didn't say it was a good idea.
I asked WWE on Twitter what happened. Why? I don't understand. Jeez. Now, if Maurice had hit Darren Young or something like that, then I could see, because that's technically a disqualification. Just go that route. Have her smack Bob Backlund, and Darren goes, what the hell? And then get smacked and have it be a DQ. I would have much rather had that. That makes sense to me. Always you.
Alright, so now we transition out of that. We go into the other 6-man tag team match.
Enzo, you goddamn poet. You poet. You smack Tucker Skywalker.
With by far the greatest promo of probably the last few weeks.
Don't eat a banana and stare someone in the face.
How you doing? Enzo comes out and just goes off. From the moment he says, my name is Enzo Amore, to what is going on back there?
I'm John Cena. Please, Enzo, continue. Do your thing. I'm over here.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Cena, the face that runs the place, just sits in the back and watches as Enzo just rolls and gives advice. You know, don't eat yellow snow.
How you doing?
Don't pee in the wind.
How you doing?
Don't make eye contact with somebody when you're eating a banana.
How you doing? How you doing?
And then he tells the club not to get in the ring with them.
How you doing?
And then poor Cass has to follow that up and just kind of flounders. And he even goes, congratulations, Enzo, because that was amazing.
Cass, you're so
Cena raises his hand.
Cass, you're so tall.
Yeah.
You're so tall.
Thank God Cass is a big, big dude.
No, I love Cass, but
I
that
do
was
too.
just... You
And
can't
then-
follow that.
And then, well, he kind of does a little bit.
Yeah.
And he sets up for the swap.
Yeah.
The soft.
Swap.
And just absolutely sets up for a pretty decent match. We were really scared that the promo was going to be better than the match.
Which it was.
But I'm talking like miles.
Oh, okay.
miles
I was like, you really think the match touched that promo?
No.
But
I
that's the
think-
promo of their career, right?
But it kind of held its own.
Yeah.
But because we noticed they were running short on time.
Right.
And so we felt like stuff was going to start getting cut. You know, I thought that the highlight reel was going to get cut.
Yeah.
And I wish it did.
Which before we speed any further, like, we can't not give AJ and Gallows and Anderson a credit. I love Anderson's, like, interception whenever he fights somebody, they try to go for a tag, and he just kicks him in the chest. I love every second of that. I like Gallows, but he just doesn't
He's dry.
He doesn't grab me. I don't know what it is, man. Like,
he's dry. He's got, like, hearing them talk the last couple of weeks,
right.
he does have some personality. It's just his in-ring is very dry because what I've noticed until he kind of did his thing with Cass tonight, there's not a big guy for him to kind of go up against, and it makes sense.
True.
You
He's
know,
fighting a bunch of faster guys, and it's
how about
weird.
Enzo going up against Anderson and Gallows there towards the end?
What was that?
He just
that was so
and he
good.
just olays Anderson.
Get out of here. Jeez.
And then they Big Cass and Enzo play dodgeball with Enzo as the ball.
And then AJ gets launched the same way Enzo did. But what got me is that Enzo took the brunt of that. Like, if you watch it, AJ smacks Enzo at the side of the face, and the other two just catch him. But Enzo is a partner to Cass and got the most damage. I don't know.
I was really hoping.
I really like their dynamic.
There was a part of me when I saw Enzo go over, and then I saw AJ go over. I was really hoping that Cass was going to look at Cena and go, and Cena's going to go,
I'm good. I'm not going to do it. When my life is set up, I've been here for way too long to do that.
And I mentioned I wanted Cena to go back to Dr. Thugonomics for that. I thought that would have been perfect.
I thought it would have been good as a start, and then he came up to like the basic thugonomics, but then gave the microphone to Enzo, and it showed. It still showed well here, but it would have showed a little bit more so that he's passing the Doctor of Thugonomics mindset to Enzo.
Which was
Enzo is now
Twitter.
cutting those. Yeah, because Enzo's now cutting the sick rap promos.
Yeah.
The kick rocks and flip flops, man. For the draft. Oh my god.
Oh, he said don't wear Crocs either.
Don't wear Crocs. Yeah.
Ever.
Ever.
You don't.
Speaking of which, can we side note? Who thought it was a good idea to put a bunch of rubber with holes in it around your foot?
They're actually really comfortable.
Don't
Don't
you ever. Okay? No. There's sandals for that.
I said my dad has a pair.
Whoever came up with Crocs is a horrible human being. You could have created something way better with your mind, and you created Crocs. We are not friends. I know you're rich. Get it? What are you doing?
You're not friends now.
But we could be. Do it on Twitter! Doesn't matter. Continue. What are you doing?
So whatever that was. Match ends with Enzo, Cass, and Cena going over, which I feel is the right move.
Because now the rubber match is ready.
Because Cena was the one that pinned AJ with, which, the finish.
I was really confused what was happening.
Why
I
did
got
Cena,
real nervous.
like,
the way he got up to the second turnbuckle,
what
I was like, what?
doing?
And then AJ's elbowing him, and then he gets down, I'm like, what? And then AJ goes back on his shoulder. I feel like that he elbowed, and Cena's like, no, dude, this is the end of the match. And he's like, oh, my bad. Okay.
Like, I'm tired. I want to go,
I'm ready to go meet Nikki at, dinner and a movie, or
Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill, or I guess watch my matches and chill. I don't know.
But, so, either way, though, Cena pin style sets up for the rubber match at SummerSlam since they are on SmackDown.
WWE Network and chill. That's what they do at the house.
Yes. And then we have the highlight reel with Randy Orton.
Let's just get past that. I don't want to talk about it.
Here's what I want to talk about. Number one, huge Randy Orton fan. I have been for probably about the last 6 years.
I love me some Randy Orton.
Okay? I love the slight little jabs at Chris Jericho and Brock Lesnar. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's about a 5-minute segment. Shut up and go watch it. And then I love the RKO. I've been missing me some RKO. I can't tell you how many times in the last week, getting ready for this moment, I've watched him RKO Seth Rollins, Evan Bourne.
That's the greatest RKO in history.
Yes.
It's the Seth Rollins one. Which I really, 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 really like the Evan Bourne one over the Seth Rollins one. I get it. And if you watch the WWE 24, they're like, we tried for that multiple times and it just didn't come together. And then that night, at that moment, it just clicked.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. But Evan Bourne's RKO, man, that shooting star press into an RKO, so beautiful.
They had to time it just right for it
Just
to
right.
make sense.
Just right.
But WWE doesn't catch that on camera properly.
Right.
And then we go into the most highly anticipated match of the evening, the Shield reunion. You have the WWE Champion, Dean Ambrose, versus the Architect, Seth Rollins, and the returning Roman Empire, Roman Reigns.
Bruh.
The Lunatic Fringe is on SmackDown. The Architect and the Roman Empire are on Raw. So aside from the fact of Raw versus SmackDown, who's getting the title, where's it going to be, it's what you and I, and a lot of the internet wrestling community have been waiting for in seeing the Shield fight. Yes, the IWC. But fight on a pay-per-view.
Right.
We kind of saw it about a couple years ago at Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
When they triple powerbombed Orton and everything like that.
That moment.
But it had Orton.
Oh yeah, boys. He goes. Why is that so funny? Okay.
But yeah. So and it starts off kind of awkwardly with Roman Reigns going after Seth Rollins, throwing him on the outside, and throwing him on the outside again.
He gets in the ring, and then Dean Ambrose.
And it was a really slow match for me. I'm I can't sit there and watch a Seth Rollins in the ring and Dean Ambrose in the ring and watch them literally go,
Well, I understand why it happened.
Because
I
Roman
totally get it.
sucks?
No, okay. I'm going to put this out there. I don't think Roman sucks. I think Roman's a decent wrestler, and I say that in the aspect of he's got powerhouse moves, power bombs, freaking Samoan drop, whatever.
Which the power bombs were weak tonight. Seth Rollins is the better power bomb.
Well, okay, Seth Rollins is the turnbuckle powerbomb champion of the world right now.
He picked him up with like he weighed
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus.
And just held him like it was nothing. And also, then, Roman, selling SOB. That's what gets me with you, man.
But
I don't mind your wrestling. I don't mind it. I don't like the fact that you don't sell. Like, you bounce off of stuff like nothing's wrong, and then just Superman punch. Bruh. I can't deal. It literally, it's the most infuriating thing that I watched in his matches. You kicked out of 2 Styles Clashes, but one with 1 spear. You kicked out of a pedigree, but you had the power to win with 1 spear. I don't like that. I don't see how they put the spear that's been used by so many other people on such a high pedestal. 2 people have used the pedigree that I know of. I think 2 people had the double arm DDT, which is now Dirty Deeds, as a finisher. The other one before Dean Ambrose was Mick Foley for the longest time. The spear has been used by so many people, but now
Rhino, Edge, Goldberg,
Bobby Lashley,
Roman Reigns.
Like,
Do I need to go on?
There's so many people that use it, but for some reason yours is the end all be all. I don't like it. I love the Superman punch. I would have much rather had the Superman punch be your finisher, because I love the crap out of that move. But the spear is just and the fact that you don't sell is Like, but that powerbomb through the table though?
Yes.
That powerbomb, oh my gosh. I miss the triple powerbomb so much.
I do too.
But I will take.
There's a lot about the Shield I miss.
Yeah.
And when the Shield came out, I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't like Dean Ambrose. I thought he couldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
I love Seth Rollins high flying, but there was something about Roman Reigns that was kind of drawing me to Roman Reigns, and I was a big Roman Reigns guy.
Yeah.
Until they split, and I kind of saw Roman for what he was.
Right.
If you're that big and you're that jacked, in comparison to the other 2 dudes,
yep,
you should be able to lift them and do a razor's edge or a power bomb. No problem.
Yeah, but it's all.
You're a powerhouse.
But it's all about positioning, though, dude. Like, any which way to Sunday, it's still a huge, like, positioning issue. Like, if you watch how he had to get Rollins up for that power bomb, he had to readjust him to get it into the cross to power bomb him properly. Like, I won't take that away from him.
That part I understand it was a weird position, but the power bomb right before that
with
Ambrose.
Yeah.
And then the Razor's Edge setup with Ambrose.
Yeah.
Who doesn't weigh that much in comparison to what
Can you lift 200 some odd pounds with these?
Maybe. I'm probably lying.
You're lying.
Yeah, but
I mean,
but still Roman Reigns could probably bench Ambrose.
Yeah, probably.
So why can't you lift him there?
True. Touche.
Cena deadlifts people, and they look the same.
Can I drop my one cuss word? My other one cuss word for the rest of the.
Sure.
Who? This guy? Get the fuck out of here. That clothesline is so good. just sink with.
Superman punch to Seth Rollins, turns around, and Ambrose is just, nope! Next window, please.
Get him out of here. Put him in a body bag. How you doing? Like, oh my god, I love that move so much. But it's done right. If it looks really, really staged, which sometimes it does, I don't like it. But
it flowed.
It flowed really
because
well.
Because these 3 have natural chemistry.
Right.
You know, even though I'm not a Roman Reigns fan.
Which I would have loved to see the Seth Rollins knee to the head.
Yeah.
I'm really
you called it a lot. And I think it's what, the Phoenix suplex?
The Phoenix or wait, what are you talking about? The Falcon Arrow?
The Falcon Arrow, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like the Phoenix Splash is when he does the...
Right. I think the Phoenix Splash should be used more, and the Falcon Arrow should be his finisher. That's neither here nor there.
But it has to be the Falcon Arrow from the Superplex.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't do it by itself, otherwise it's
Correct.
just regular Superplex. But, yeah, man. Dean
Ambrose wins.
Yes.
Dean Ambrose is your winner, and SmackDown gets the WWE.
He gave you a spear, you saw a pedigree, you saw a dirty deeds. You're good.
Yeah,
You're
and he
good.
wins.
You're
So
good.
now it leaves the question, what does Raw do for a title? For that, you're going to have to find out tomorrow night on Raw.
Right.
And you're going to have to, remember, you have to tune in now live for SmackDown.
Yep.
You can't just wait for Friday and read spoilers like I do.
Yeah.
So check your DVRs, check your local listings for Raw and SmackDown. We're right at about our mark.
Does that make that the most prestigious title is the tag team titles right now?
On Raw, yes.
Followed by the women's, followed by the U.S.
You could argue that the U.S. has a more prestige to it, but Rusev's not as over as the New Day.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
So that was WWE Battleground.
Yeah.
What an amazing evening.
Dude, it was good.
It really was a lot of fun.
It was good. It was one of those times to where I may have checked my phone here and there, but I was invested.
And when we were checking our phone, we were on Twitter.
Yeah.
Following a bunch of different people with their comments and everything like that, because that's what it was. It was a fun night to be a wrestling fan.
These guys were, at one time, former best friends. Jerry Lawler, 2016. Good job, Jerry. You know it. Oh, my goodness. It's just... I love you, King.
So,
Fake King.
that's
whatever.
Breakdown.
Breakdown? Yeah. Is that what we're calling it now?
That's what we're calling it now. We're calling our recaps Breakdown. I thought about it this morning.
Okay. Just bring it on me. I'll put it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
I figured I'd field tested.
Yeah.
That's Breakdown Battleground 2016. Tune in next time for WWE presents SummerSlam live on August 21st from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where the Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, will go one-on-one with the Viper, Randy Orton.
Wait, let's try that again. I'm going to let you introduce Randy Orton, and then I'm going to introduce Brock Lesnar. Go.
Okay, so SummerSlam 2016, August 21st, 2016, live from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where the Viper, Randy Orton, goes one-on-one.
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jax, and I am the advocate for the one behind the one in 21 and 1. The Beast, who went into the octagon of UFC and came out victorious.
Don't!
Enhancements sold separately. And came out with a W, who is going to march and bring Suplex City with him to SummerSlam. And I believe Brooklyn? Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, New York. The concrete jungle. Ladies and gentlemen, you will have Viperville versus Suplex City with the reigning, defending conqueror of the Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar. You know, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Don't drink yellow soda. You know how you doing?
Thanks, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe.